So today, before I start riding this thing very much, I'm going to install this kit from EPI. It's the EPI Economy Clutch Springs. It's supposed to raise the stall by 300 to 400 RPMs. And this is a stock OEM Honda 300 spring right next to one of the EPI Economy springs. You can see how much bigger the Economy spring is. The spring's bigger in diameter, I believe, and the actual coils are a lot bigger too, but it's about the same length. It's just the springs don't, the catches don't go out quite as much. And I'm just going to go ahead and reuse the oil, although I don't even recommend it doing that. But I've only got probably 5 actual miles on the oil that's in here, because all I've done is drove it around the yard since I put oil in it. So what I gotta do is take off the Kickstarter, take off this oil bolt, and get it up out of the way so it doesn't drip oil from the oil cooler. Although it's got loops in it right here, so it shouldn't. Then take this foot peg off, and then take the clutch cover off after I drain the oil. And there's a few little things down here. Alright, so now the cover is off. I have to remove all 5 of these little C-clip things. And to remove them, I found this on the Honda ATV forums. It works best to take a C-clamp or something that can clamp, and then you can just slide these things off somewhat easily compared to before. And the reason it looks so milky is because I use a little bit much grease whenever I put it together to hold the little washer that goes in here so it doesn't fall down into the motor. And there's a little triangular shift piece right here. And I wondered why it always looks so milky, and I know now it's because the grease turns white when it gets oil, and so does water. But it's great to know that it's not my oil, it's the grease that I put in it to hold that stuff in. Alright, just in case somebody didn't quite understand how I do this, is I just take a C-clamp, and this is the hardest one because I can't really turn the motor. I just take a C-clamp and clamp it on a little bit, somewhere close to where the C-clip is. This one will probably be kind of hard. And then take this screwdriver and push up on it with the corner, and then take my finger and try to hold against it from moving so it doesn't turn as much. And there we go. I have to clean all those up when I'm done. Now, take this plate off. I'll set it off to the side in a minute. Then take this one off. Remember which direction these go. And this plate is bowed, so you have to remember that it only goes one way. And then just set these off to the side here. Another good thing to do is make sure you have the right number of springs, because I know some springs, they some clutches like this have different amount of springs and other little things, and it's always good to make sure you have the right amount, which I do, because I know, like the 350 Rancher, I believe, I think it has 4 springs instead of 5. Next, it says in the instructions, get a set of 45 or 90 degree needle nose pliers to remove and install these things. And these are 90s. I don't have any 45s. If I could just get that under there, I could pry it. And there's one. And you just have to, I wasn't wanting to do that. Now I just have to do all the others. Actually, I'll just go ahead and install an EPI spring. They were nice enough for me to, well, for anyone really, that they color code them. See, the stock ones have a blue stripe on them, and the EPI economy ones, probably even the competitions, they're purple, so they're color coded. So that's nice, so you couldn't mix them up if you're got terrible eyesight and couldn't see the difference in the spring size. It's not quite in there all the way, but that's one. There it is. So there's one, and I'll start whenever now you basically just do the complete opposite of what you've been doing, and take all these little C-clips after you put those plates back on. Take your C-clamp or welding plier, or welding clamp pliers, I don't know what you call them, and then just set it in there. Take a pair of needle nose, just squeeze it in and make sure it's not on top of these little nubs like this one is. There, like that. Then just release your C-clamp and look at them all, make sure none is partially off or anything like that. Then you want to clean your case cover so you can put yourself a new gasket on. I start by just peeling off the old gasket like that, and then I usually get a sharp knife and just slowly scrape away the old gasket.